Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into a critical topic for Santa Barbara businesses, the hidden cyber risks in chatbots. Now I know what you're thinking. Chatbots? Those things that try to sell me car insurance but sound like a parrot that's been trained on a steady diet of spam emails. What could possibly go wrong? And honestly, you're not wrong to be skeptical. But the truth is, chatbots are everywhere now. And while they might promise increased efficiency and 24/7 customer service, they also come with a whole host of potential problems. Because, much like your Uncle Gary after a few too many beers at a family barbecue, chatbots can sometimes be a little too free with information. We're talking about your information, data about your business, your customers, even your own personal data. All of it's up for grabs if you're not careful. So buckle up, Santa Barbara, because over the next few minutes we're going to break down the specific risks associated with some of the most popular chatbot services out there. We'll expose the often murky world of data collection, user tracking, and the potential legal ramifications of using these digital chatterboxes. Think of it as a public service announcement, but instead of a catchy jingle, you get my dulcet tones and a healthy dose of cynicism. Let's start with the big kahuna of chatbots, ChatGPT, brought to you by the fine folks at OpenAI. Now on the surface, ChatGPT seems harmless enough. You ask it to write a limerick about a cat wearing a monocle, it obliges. You ask it to explain quantum physics, it, well, tries its best. But beneath that helpful exterior lurks a data-hungry beast. See, every time you interact with ChatGPT, it's collecting data. We're talking about the prompts you enter, obviously, but also information about your device, your location, even how long it takes you to respond. And what do they do with all that juicy data? Well, according to their privacy policy, they might share it with third-party vendors for service improvement. Now, that might sound innocuous enough, but who are these vendors? What are they doing with your data? Are they also using it to train their own AI to write slightly creepier limericks? These are important questions, and unfortunately the answers are often buried deep within those user agreements we all enthusiastically ignore. But wait, there's more. To make matters even more interesting, ChatGPT conversations may be reviewed by actual human beings. That's right, somewhere out there in the darkest recesses of the internet, someone might be reading your deeply personal conversation with a chatbot about why you think the ending of Lost was actually brilliant. Don't worry, I'm sure they're not judging too harshly. Next up, we have Microsoft Copilot. Now, Microsoft wants you to think of Copilot as that helpful coworker who's always willing to lend a hand, maybe grab you a coffee, but never seems to understand personal space. And just like that coworker, Copilot is always watching, always learning, and always collecting data. And we're not just talking about your awkward attempts to remember how to use Excel formulas. Oh no, Copilot takes data harvesting to a whole new level. We're talking about tracking your browsing activity, your app interactions, even your emails. And for what? Well, according to Microsoft, it's all to provide you with those delightful personalized experiences, like those targeted ads that follow you around the internet, whispering your deepest desires and reminding you that you really shouldn't have Googled cat hairball remedies at work. But here's the real kicker. Copilot can sometimes get a little overzealous with its permissions. We're talking about accessing data across different platforms and devices. Think of it as the digital equivalent of giving your neighbor a key to your house so they can water the plants while you're on vacation, only to come home and find they've rearranged your furniture and are now wearing your favorite bathrobe. Now, let's talk about Google Gemini. Google, the company that knows more about you than your own mother, has decided to jump on the chatbot bandwagon. And what do you know, their chatbot also happens to be a data collecting machine. But hey, at least they're upfront about it, right? Google openly admits that Gemini retains your chats to improve products and train AI. Sounds reasonable enough. Until you realize that retains actually means stores for up to 3 years, even if you delete them. That's right, even if you beg, plead, and digitally shred your conversations with Gemini, they might still be lurking somewhere in the depths of Google's servers, like digital cockroaches that refuse to die. And if that wasn't enough to make you paranoid, consider this. Those conversations you thought were private? Yeah, those might be reviewed by human raters too. That's right, your existential musings about the meaning of life, your desperate pleas for help with a crossword puzzle, all potentially being analyzed by a bored Google employee somewhere. Now, Google claims that they don't use this data for ad targeting, for now. But let's be honest, folks, this is Google we're talking about. They practically invented targeted advertising, so forgive me if I don't take them at their word. And finally, we come to DeepSeek, the chatbot developed by a company based in, you guessed it, China. Now, I'm not saying that all Chinese tech companies are out to steal your data, but I am saying that DeepSeek makes the other chatbots we've discussed look like paragons of privacy in comparison. We're talking about a chatbot that collects everything: your prompts, your chat history, your device information, even your typing patterns. And what do they do with all that data? Well, aside from the usual AI training and service improvement, DeepSeek also uses it for targeted advertising because, let's face it, nothing says personalized ad experience like a chatbot that knows you better than you know yourself. But here's the real kicker. All of that data, every last byte of it, is stored on servers in mainland China. Now, I'm no cybersecurity expert, but that doesn't exactly fill me with confidence. It's like storing your most valuable possessions in a house made entirely of glass, in the middle of a hurricane. So, there you have it, Santa Barbara. The not-so-hidden risks of using chatbots. Look, I get it. Chatbots are convenient. They can automate tasks, provide 24/7 customer service, and even write a halfway decent haiku about your pet goldfish. But before you hand over the keys to your digital kingdom, it's crucial to understand the risks involved. Because the truth is, these seemingly harmless digital assistants could be opening your business up to a whole world of cyber threats. From data breaches and privacy violations to compliance nightmares that would make your head spin, the potential consequences are nothing to scoff at. Don't let convenience become a compliance nightmare. Start with a free network assessment to review your current tech stack and AI usage, identify data security gaps and compliance risks, and implement best practices for protecting sensitive business information. Click the link in the description to schedule your free assessment or call us at 805-967-8744. Stay safe and see you next time.